Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to Doomlink's Life Hunts. What part is it? 147. We're getting up there in the part numbers, especially considering that I'm focusing so heavily on Monster Hunter these days. But I almost found myself going into a topic of conversation that I'd rather not go into. And I don't think that you would be able to guess what that would be based on what I said before being prompted to continue along those lines, but anyway. I'm just going to let this guy know. There is a person who wants to hunt Ukarnlos, but he's got no one to really hunt with, so he may as well join my room, and we can do Ukarnlos after the current hunt that we have on the board. I'm just going to let him know. Got hole 16. Some people are so fucking annoying. What they can do, and this might be a little novel, is they can actually take responsibility for themselves. So this guy, I said to him, you can join my room and we can do Ukarnlos after Doomlink, and he said, sure, which room is? And then because I didn't respond fast enough, he asked me again. He could have just found out on his own by doing the following. And everyone knows this. If he happens to not know this, then fair enough, but this is just basic knowledge of playing on Hunsterverse. You can see that I have a room. You can see that it's in Guild Hall 16. Lobby A. I mean, why can't people take care of themselves around here? I don't know. I probably wouldn't have said anything, it's just when he did it twice. We're not full. What do you mean we're full? Unless there's an invisible person, in fact 2 invisible people, we're definitely not full right now. Yeah, we're not full. Who's this? Well, apparently you are here, but... yeah, you're here, so on what planet are we full? We were never full. Anyway. He managed to get in all on his own. Well, no, he did have a little bit of assistance from me. But he made it, that's what's important. And indeed, we will be starting off with Duramboros. I don't need flash bombs, I don't need sonic bombs, I've got no idea what they're doing in my inventory. It's not necessarily a bad thing that they're in my inventory, but as you know, that's quite uncharacteristic of me to have even one of those things, but to have both is extremely unusual. So I'm just going to put them away. Feels more natural at that point. I feel like I'm whole again. Didn't even feel like me for a while, as I was looking in my inventory. One more slot, so... Hakumi in the chat is BLK. For some reason there just aren't that many people playing right now. I did want to play either 4 Ultimate or Freedom 1, and... yeah, no one's around. They're definitely not in 4 Ultimate. I'm starting to realize that the people who play 4 Ultimate really do not have the same time zone as me. By the time I'm coming on, in the mornings my time, wanting to play 4 Ultimate, there is just no one around. So, yeah, I'm sure there would be periods of considerable activity in 4 Ultimate and that community of people playing emulated, but... oh, fucking hell! Unfortunately, Makoto just asked... that's fine, we'll restart. Redo. We literally just departed, but that's okay. I don't mind restarting. Now this might confuse the hell out of Xavier. I think even the basic things are enough to confuse Xavier, and this is certainly enough to do that, but he might make it into our next quest. We'll see how things go. But, anyway. I did actually realise that... oh, hello, Juvenator. I thought Makoto might be in the chat, but he's not in the chat at this stage. He's probably watching live, but... yeah. Wasn't in the chat. I do have my chat up now, so... if anyone does want to talk to me, I'm actually reading what they're saying. Strimmer, says Kron. Okay. One thing that I do love, but don't really love, about modern internet humour is the whole idea that we're going to you know, take familiar words and then just intentionally spell them incorrectly, and that's somehow funny. I've never understood that, but... Anyway. Move my game window there, and now we are under control. I can now read the chat and play the game at the same time. Oh, thank you for the guild card. Do I want your guild card, though? Probably. No, fine, I'll take it. I do still have a decent amount of space. There you go. Welcome to the new age, yeah. Oh, I don't need to be welcomed at this stage. Yeah, single Duramboros, and we're waiting for Muckletor. That is COT, C-O-T, in-game. Ignore the message, says Xavier. Okay. I probably already am, because it was likely sent in the in-game chat, and I don't read that. Not because I don't want to communicate with my fellow hunters, but rather because I just don't want to have that ugly thing on my screen while I'm recording, and furthermore I just keep it disabled even when I'm not recording, because I don't want to accidentally have it on the screen and then not notice it in the future. Outside of that though, I just don't really talk to people in that chat. I use the Discord, which, you know, of course, doesn't really benefit the phone users all that much. I mean, the reality is that there was a time when there was no in-game chat, so what did the phone users do then? Well, they just didn't talk, I guess. So it really doesn't change all that much for me. I'm kind of used to not communicating all that much with phone users. It's not like they're talking during the whole hunt anyway, it would be a little bit awkward to do that. Just gonna make sure everything looks fine. Everything looks fine. I don't know if the game's loud enough. I will be checking to see if it is. It's always hard to know until you're in combat, because combat is just so much louder than everything else. But we're probably fine. Yeah, that should be fine. I do forget that I'm in portable third, so I can't exactly be doing jump attacks off that big tree log. It's not a log, it's a stump, thank you. Get your tree terminology correct then, though. Thank you for the feedback on the audio, I always appreciate that. And he's about to enter the trap. No. It would be very frustrating if he entered it at this point. Fortunately he hasn't, because that would obviously cancel this particular opportunity that we've been given by him landing on the ground and staying still for a period of time. Now we'll be able to get him in the trap and take advantage of both vulnerability periods. I will actually Wyvern Fire here. Hopefully not at the expense of my team. Indeed, fortunately not. My shielding is helping immensely. So yeah, as I said in the previous recording, well not just as I said, but as I did, well as I demonstrated. How about that? Let's be a little more articulate. I don't really have any specific weapon types that I want to be using anymore. I am now free to use whatever the hell I feel like, which is good. I enjoy that freedom, and I, to be honest, was for a period of time, prior to this point, just using whatever the hell I felt like, but then getting towards the end of my weapon uses, reaching 100 in the first filter of the guild card, I decided to actually put my foot down and say, no, I'm going to work on these specific weapon types, I'm going to get those to 113, and yeah. Whoa. And now that's been done, I can quite comfortably move on to whatever weapon types that I'd like to use in whatever given hunt. I could alternatively make use of the random hunts bot command in Huntsdiverse to have a weapon selected for me, but I'm not really in the mood for that right now. I'm not really doing much shelling, am I? It's because I'm not really getting a full combo out. Usually with Gunlance, and I've mentioned this a number of times, I don't really shell all that much, except for the final heavy shot at the end of a combo, which is really appropriate for Artillery King. So Artillery King, for example, might, for some people, incentivize constant shelling. In my opinion, it shouldn't, because constant shelling isn't all that good unless you're using something like the Bamboo Gun Lance, which has a high shell level and no real decent capability outside of shelling, because it's a low sharpness, kind of shitty weapon, if you were not to shell. But what I think is that having increased damage on Wyvern Fire and that heavy shell at the end of a combo is perfectly useful, and legitimizes the use of Artillery King on its own. You don't necessarily need to go around shelling the whole time. Oh dear. Let's go and attack that tail. Again, I attack it as a weak point, not necessarily with the intention of breaking it. You can see how much I'm trying to reposition all the time. And it is necessary, I'm not just... Sorry, BLK. My first heavy shot of the hunt and I send BLK flying, which never feels great. But again, there are certain weapons where you just have to make an allowance for messing up the team. Things like heavy gun lance shells and wyvern fires sometimes just hit people even if you don't intend for it to do so. I suppose technically if you're messed up by a really persistent longsword user, they're not necessarily intending on flinching you either. It's not the intention that leads to the flinching, but it is rather the negligence of the hunter that leads to it, but I will say that it is harder to avoid with certain weapon types. Longsword is one of those weapon types, but still, you can reposition if you're constantly messing someone up, particularly a lance user, for example, because those guys get messed up enough already without you whipping out a longsword and swinging it at them. I might do some shelling for a change. Missed it, so I'm going to return to attacking normally with my gun lance. Thank you for presenting your weak point to me immediately. Sorry if I hit you, Xavier. Fortunately, Xavier is using an elementally appropriate weapon. I'm happy to see that. I wasn't too sure what to expect with the guy. He's also going to be elementally appropriate for the upcoming Ukanlos hunt. Well, if you know this pain from Portable Third Cron, just be glad that you're not playing Tri, because Longsword was a whole lot worse in Tri. As far as people being encouraged to constantly use the Spirit combo. Which is relevant to this game, because it was the one that came before this game, and I was playing Portable Third when Tri was still kind of new. Tri and Portable Third released very close to one another if you assume that the person played for the international release of Tri, and then picked up this game when it came out in Japan, which is essentially what I did. Hump opportunity. Alright, we're all crowding around the hump, which is not a bad thing for those guys. It is for me, though, because I'm being flinched. I mean, it's technically a much more disruptive weapon type for the hunters that you're playing with than Lance, but Gun Lance still is susceptible to other people's attacks, unless you're going around shelling, which does give you a bit of armor. Hey, Vernon. Just going to check the lighting scenario, which happens to be fine. Yes, that should be fine. It's a little dark, but it is this way to accommodate a sudden burst of light flooding into my room, which is bound to happen eventually. Because, again, this is not one of those days which is easy to record during. What have you noticed, Vernon? don't know if this can be destroyed in this game. Maybe it can there, by certain monsters. That is actually something that can be destroyed in, well, I suppose, Generations and Generations Ultimate. I don't believe this map appeared in 4 Ultimate. In fact, I'm almost sure that it didn't, so if I ever seem unsure as to what is or is not in 4 Ultimate, it is precisely because I've played so much of Generations Ultimate over the last 2 years, but not so much 4 Ultimate. So some of my memories of 4th Generation can blend together. But this guy doesn't know his head from his asshole. He was previously asking to do Ukanlos, now he wants to do Elatrion. I suppose he's just sorted out his priorities and would rather do Elatrion. Alright. Then Ukanlos next. I really don't mind, I suppose, but I don't want to be doing too much Elatrion. It does get a bit boring after a while. One hunt I can manage, but outside of that, not really. Remember that big burst of light I was talking about? This is what I mean. See, now this looks fairly fine. But, anyway, that's a long story. Oh. Okay, apparently Smash Bros. Melee has experienced a resurgence of interest. Which doesn't really mean much to me, because I never really played Smash Bros. I played the one on the Nintendo 64, and that was about it. This guy is manifestly confused. Obviously, in saying next, I'm referring to after the Elatrion, because I already agreed to what he said. Okay, this is the... It's not even all that subtle. We can do the Elatrion. Alright. Then Ukanlos next. Next, obviously referring to after this, because I've already agreed to this. And now he's like, sure, you want to do the Ukan... Like... Yes. Anyway. I don't seek to complicate things, but... yeah, sometimes the simple stuff can complicate things, as I've found. Apparently I'm not missing anything, that's a strong statement to make. There's a lot of hardcore Smash Brothers fans out there. I'm not one of them, but... yeah, to say that I'm not missing anything would probably piss off, like, a huge sub-community of the internet. So if we're going to do Elatrion, I will go with a... oh, I could go with a bow, couldn't I? How about... pierced bow. What? I must have the Diablo's bow, right? I must. Wherever it might be. Sarah Coilbender. I don't know if it's necessary for me to have load up for it, though. It might be. It might be one of those bows that already has 4 charge levels. I'll just check. It sure does. So it would have been totally unnecessary for me to use load up in that scenario. But let me make sure that I'm not being retarded and selected load up again. I did not. Okay, cool. So this is perfectly appropriate and we'll use this. Yeah, Smash Brothers, I understand the competitive nature of it, but let me put on the record that I don't care for competitive games. One of the reasons why the Soul series and the Monster Hunter series are my 2 favourite game series is because they're not competitive. You can create a competitive scenario in both games, most easily in the Soul series by engaging in PvP, but I'm not into that sort of thing. I'm not a competitive type of person. I like to improve my own skills, but not to necessarily match them up against other people's skills. It just doesn't... I don't know, I don't care. Like, it doesn't interest me how well other people play. But I do like to see myself improve, if that makes sense. And I don't measure that based on other people's skill level. I certainly don't have an issue with people who choose to do that, but yeah, I wouldn't have time to play something like Smash Brothers. Wouldn't have time at all. There are many other things that I'd rather be doing. What are we doing? Speaking of what we're doing, Alatreon is what we're doing, and I shall post that. I'm sorry, I don't know who you are, Hell on Earth. I can only assume you've gone through a name change. I don't recognize your name at all. If you could inform me as to what your previous name was, that would be rather appreciated. We are waiting on Xavier. We'll see how long it takes for him to get in here. I don't really know what to expect with him. He seems to be playing fine. So I don't think he's going to cause too much issue in this hunt. So what's everyone using? BLK seems to be running normal, and Kot seems to be running... Well, I can't even see that fucking bow behind his giant shoulder blades, but... Oh. Edelweiss. I can't even... Oh, that's right, it's the... whatever it's called. Barioth bow. Which I believe is a rapid bow. I probably wouldn't go rapid on Alatreon myself, but I suppose it's a fine choice. The thing is, if I were to use rapid, I would want to be aiming for the face all the time. And it just seems a little strange to be using rapid with a monster whose head is so high up. He brings his head down all the time, but if I'm going to be taking head opportunities as the Alatreon lowers his head to the ground, I would sooner be using a Blade Master weapon, but anyway, to each their own. I'm sure there is method to Kot's weapon choice. BLK is not running Crouch Fire Pellet. Unless... Let's check the armor set. Yeah, not running Crouch Fire Pellet. It is technically used for that purpose. That bowgun does Crouch Fire Pellet. But I know BLK as a hunter better than you do, clearly. And I know that BLK likes to shoot normal shots. And I happen to also use that heavy bowgun for shooting normal. A Cantor heavy bowgun for crouch fire normal, and then obviously a Matsuma Gatsuchi heavy bowgun for running and gunning with normal shots. You're going rapid for the wings, Makoto? Okay. Apparently Xavier wants to watch the cutscene, which is fine. It's just that I've seen this very cutscene, exactly this one, about 600 times. Roughly. So, yeah, I'm kind of sick of it. Admittedly, I can maybe in a weird way get some nostalgia out of it. But again, I've seen it so many times that I don't really get that. I don't have coatings for this reason, just so that no one freaks out. Shut up. Oh. Take it easy, Alatreon. If you want to go in that direction, that's fine, but leave me alone. That's a very interesting choice. Flash bombing now of all times. Well, I suppose as long as you're not expending flash bombs that would otherwise be used to get him out of the air, it's fine. Good head opportunity there. Went right through the neck and the face, which I like to see. Needless to say, I'm going to try and line up with body so as to achieve ideal piercings, which I can now do given the timing of this paralysis. Didn't really want to get it through. You see, ideally I would have gone from the other side of the body, but I settled for more shots rather than less, because it was faster for me to line up with the rear of the monster than the front. So I don't really find myself running bow against Elatrion all that much. I don't really do it in 3 Ultimate. I don't really do it in this game, so I'm going to be doing it more often. In fact, I am more inclined to do that here for the reason that Pierce Bowgun in this game is just so fucking pathetic. So utterly inadequate in terms of the satisfaction one can glean from its use that... yeah, I think I'd rather be using bow at this stage. At least this has a better visual effect. It still doesn't sound all that great, but at least it looks a bit better. There's our successful flash after what I believe was 4 attempts, including that successful one. But that was an estimate. Might get a face opportunity here if I can. Well, if I could fucking aim, that'd be lovely. I think I just missed the 4th charge there. Even the visual effect for Pierce arrows honestly sucks. In fact, I would go so far as to say it's about as bad as Bowgun, but somehow this seems slightly better. Uh-oh. Get away from that geyser. BLK was almost on the receiving end of the explosion. As you can see, focus is very important if you're going to use a bow that charges up to 4 levels. You'll be charging forever otherwise. Not forever, but the sooner you can get your level 4 out, the higher your DPS is going to be, obviously. As well as that, it'll be easier to manage stamina. That was one of my more pathetic hip-fire shots. Pretend you didn't see that. No, you fucking don't. That is Hornbreak number 1, yes. I wasn't expecting 2 Hornbreaks so soon, admittedly. But it is good to confirm these things. As I've said, I do enjoy bows that aren't reliant upon power coatings to deal good damage. I feel like I don't have to worry about that loss of power coatings. Also don't have to worry about bringing combination materials for it, because I would be doing so for a hunt like this that I know is going to take at least 10 minutes to complete. Well, I mean, maybe we will sub-10 this one, because I do forget that this is Portable 3rd Elatrion, which is the easiest Elatrion of the series, at least in 3rd generation, I can say. The easiest Elatrion of 3rd gen. I think, or it could even be the case that the Elatrion of Generations Ultimate is hard, relative to the Hunter rank that he appears in. I don't think Elatrion was in Generations, so I almost said Generations Ultimate, but yes, I'm referring to the high rank version. I don't think it was in that game, therefore I don't think there was a high rank Elatrion outside of 3rd gen. Could always be wrong. I didn't play too much Generations, for reasons that I've gone over, and that I would rather not return to. Nice fucking work, Xavier. Level 3 Greatsword charge on successfully making contact with the tail of a moving Elatrion. I can't really fault his play in having witnessed that. Sadly, he doesn't have the ability to resist a roar from a monster, despite using a greatsword, but it's alright. As long as he intends to improve his set in the future, that's fine. But if part of his strategy is to lose a massive greatsword opportunity like that, then he might need to reevaluate that. You can see in terms of stamina management, I'm really not in desperate need for things like dash juice. I've found that the only games where I really need dash juice are the 4th gen games, where Power Shot exists, because the amount of stamina loss incurred through the use of Power Shot after, you know, obviously having charged up a regular shot prior to that point, really does necessitate the use of dash juice. Perhaps not necessitate, but really does encourage one to whip out the old dash juice. There you go. See, that just goes to show that I really was taking a risk by shooting Elatrion while he was in the lava. I shouldn't have done that. I was thinking that that was a stupid idea, because he might be close to death. It just so happens that we didn't lose our calves. We were lucky enough to kill this thing on land, so there you go. Good hunt, though. Xavier didn't do anything too bizarre. Needless to say, I really don't need Elatrion stuff. But I say needless to say because I think it might be something that I just say every time I kill this thing. So. BLK's uninstalling version 1.10. Why? What's wrong with 1.10? The joystick is garbage. How would uninstalling version 1.10 help you with that? You think there's a problem with your emulator? What version do you usually use? I'm assuming you're referring to 1.10.3 in saying 1.10. That's like the most stable version of PPSSPP for use with Hunsterverse. I don't know, I haven't had an issue with it, but... There you go, got an Azure Dragon Gem. Not that I'm in need of one. I actually have less Elatrion stuff than I expected, to be honest. Well, whatever BLK needs to do to get things working. I don't know how uninstalling the most stable version of the emulator is going to help him, but maybe it is an issue specific to that version that has been plaguing him. I don't know. So the next hunt will be Ukanos. Once again for Xavier's benefit. I don't mind what we do as long as it's for some other person. 3 things. As long as it's for some other person, or... okay, let me phrase it this way. I don't want to have to choose the quest. It's more fun if something else chooses it. That can be a roulette, or it can be someone's request for a hunt. So there's that. Second of all, I need to be able to host it. Third, I don't want to be doing repeated hunts. I don't require that in my Doomlink's live hunt series. What would be good? How about Sword and Shield on an Ukanlos? I don't know when I last did that. Xavier's telling me to choose the next one. We'll do Ukanlos. I don't mind doing that. I've just been pinged in Monster Hunter Freedom 1. It is a crying Indio. He's like obviously wanting to hunt with me, but he's either unable to do so, or already presumes that I'm not available to hunt. I did put on the record some time ago that if you seek to ping Indio, do not expect an immediate response. Free slot in Portable... You're playing Portable 3rd? What? What's going on? What the hell? Since when does this guy play Portable Third? He's pretty much only playing PS2 Monster Hunter and Freedom 1. As you do. But yeah, as far as I'm aware... Okay, as far as I'm aware... We do not have a... Xavier, please... I'm clearly willing to do Carlos. We established that a long time ago. If you're still at this point where you don't get that, I'm not too sure what I can do for you. This is not a language barrier thing. This is a common sense thing. There is a common sense barrier that we are currently struggling to deal with. I mean, really, you'd think at this point, we would have worked out that we're just doing a Carlos. I mean, if he could just sit there and do what I post, maybe that would work as well. Don't even need to question it. Well, I mean, maybe for some people the combat on its own is entertaining enough, Cron, but I don't record videos to sit here in silence. It's not what I do. I was originally a Let's Player and became a live streamer because Let's Playing basically died. So I approach it from that angle, that perspective. I'm here to do a commentary. But, you know, I will admit that, as opposed to when I first started doing live streams, I do talk less. I have now sort of found that if I do appear on camera, I can have periods of silence. Not super long ones. Sometimes I'll join a live stream, there's just a fucking guy sitting there in silence, and I'm like... If I wanted to just look at someone... Well, okay, what I will say is that if you're going to be on camera, then do something, I guess. What is this Papillon guy doing? What is weak is what Xavier is asking. I didn't think I'd ever be asked what a new Carlos is weak to. That's a new one. There's a lot of new things going on. Is BLK ready? You can't see us? It's because you've somehow joined. What's going on? I'll remove this person. No, you've got to be kidding me. This person really needs to get a grip. You know, you've joined a room where clearly a different quest has been decided upon. We're at a completely different rank to you. And you're going to turn up here and post your own shit. That sort of behavior is not just ignorant. It's actually downright insulting for you. Like, no person is actually that dumb. But maybe that person is, I don't know. I would love to remove this person. This Xavier individual is just... He will hurt when we don't choose his mission. I hope he hurts, is how I'll respond to that. Vote to kick. Sarkhan. Fucking dick. He will hurt if we don't choose his mission. It hurts me to see such stupidity on display before my eyes. That's what hurts. If it were within my power, I would have removed this person for much longer than 2 minutes. More like 2 months for doing something that stupid. Because there's a certain... How can I describe it? It's extremely self-absorbed to enter someone else's room where they've clearly got something going on and you just post your own quest and then pray that we're just going to completely drop everything and help you. It's inconsiderate, is what it is. Anyway. Oh, people who live stream but talk in the chat are perfectly fine. They are communicating with their audience at that stage. It wouldn't work for me because I upload my stuff to YouTube as VODs for posterity's sake, so, you know, that obviously wouldn't work in my scenario, but for live streamers who approach it that way, that's fine. I don't think that's an issue. Everyone's got their own style, and I've got mine. I don't know what the situation with BLK is. He needs to try and get in here. Somehow he successfully got in the room, even though there was no space. Because again, the last time he joined there was no space, so if he hasn't joined now... It's me, Xvideos. Hold on, what? Your name in-game is xvidros.com. I remember this guy. I didn't know this was India. Okay. Well, again, I could have told BLK not to use the unstable version. And I did, but just not in the chat. I said it verbally. Does not know information about an event that will be held by Morzak. Not even a translator would help me with this one. Okay. Looks like Indio has made it in. And that works well, because quite frankly, I think we'll be waiting for BLK for a while. I don't know what was going on with his analog stick, but anyway. It does, Yells. You didn't know that. When you kick a person once, it goes to 2 minutes, and then after that it goes to 5 minutes, and then I think 10 minutes after that. So, yeah, that little suggestion that you thought would be good to make is actually already implemented, and I believe has always been the case. Keeping in mind that the vote to kick system of Hunsterverse is something that I suggested. It wouldn't, well no, sorry, the vote to kick system wasn't something I suggested. I suggested the True Quest owner system that gives you the one vote kick. That was my suggestion. But yeah, for as long as the kick has been around, which I think was introduced in September of 2017, that has had that functionality. That's really funny. Sorry, I had to react to that. Basically, when Zach's name is mentioned, he's sort of almost pinged, but not really. He has this, I don't know what it is, but it informs him of when he's mentioned in the chat at any time. And yes, that mentioning of his name was not really something that could be understood. So that was pretty funny. Alright, back to the hum. I'm using Sword and Shield on a Nukanlos for the first time in ages. I'm just going to be aiming for the back legs. And then I'll attack probably the face or the chest during the knockdown. Oh, I'll just shield this. Nope. Well, I'm glad I had the stamina to deal with that. You know, your ice blocks really are becoming a bit annoying. It's fine when I've got my shield raised, but if I don't, there's not much I can do about it, is there? I think so. Imagine the way in which they would communicate. That hammer guy. I'd love to see an English conversation between the two of them. It would be very interesting. There you go. Oh, don't tell me this fucking... Yeah, of course. You spend all this time getting the knockdown, then you can't even aim for a weak point. And when the knockdown succeeds. Seriously. There you go. So, chest is fine. Although I'm not the only one aiming for it. Is that even worth it? I got like 3 hits in. It's not all that impressive, is it? Love of all that is holy and good in this world. Oh. Yeah, I don't know why this guy decided to name himself xvidros.com either. But, you know, to each their own. He literally said in the chat, I'm xvideos. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, wait, what? What do you mean? And then I checked the haul and I saw xvidros.com, and then it all came back to me. I've hunted with this guy before, but I didn't know it was India. Or at the very least, when I last hunted with him, I didn't know him in the way that I know him today. We've hunted a decent amount in 1st gen together. And, yeah. Turns out that he's xvidros.com on Portable 3rd. Never knew, but I know now. I'm quite happy to just keep aiming for the back legs, really. Or maybe I could get some hits off on the chest. See, the chest is honestly low enough to the ground where I can hit it fairly consistently, so maybe I'll do that. See, even a round slash can almost hit the damn thing. That has the least amount of verticality of any attack that the sword and shield possesses. I do have speed sharpening, so there's almost no excuse for me to settle for less than perfect sharpness. Again, Xavier... I never told Xavier what the weakness of the monster was, come to think of it. Maybe someone else told him, but fuck me. I don't think there's that much confusion. At least he's using the same weapon he was using last time. If he used it whilst unsure of whether or not it would be effective, then I suppose that's pretty lucky of him. I'm not really aiming for the tail. I think there may even be 2 people trying to cut the tail right now. I'm happy to assist them in that, it's just... I don't really want to cut the tail. There's nothing that I would really want to carve from it personally, although maybe it would be helpful for other people to carve, but I'm not sure, particularly if Xavier needs stuff, I guess. Maybe I should assist them. Yeah, generally cutting a tail as a strategy, as opposed to needing materials from said tail, usually involves the fact that the tail could extend the range of a monster's attack, and therefore it's more dangerous when their tail is attached. But in the case of Carnlos, he's so slow with his tail swing that it's not really a risk. So I don't really cut the tail as a form of strategy. Yeah, Silver Rathalos Greatsword's pretty cool. They updated the design of it in 2nd gen. In 1st gen it sort of looked a bit wonky, but they fixed it up. They didn't, however, fix the fucking lance. I don't know why. The lance still looks really dumpy. I don't know what they were thinking. I'm assuming the lance is in this game as well, but god. I mean, even for Monster Hunter World they didn't fix it. It still looks like this dumpy-ass fucking thing. That almost disproportionate in size. I can't even believe that they continue to use that weapon design. It's just ugly. Anyway. I'm not going to go on a rant about the Rathalos Sword and Shield, excuse me, Rathalos Lance, but yeah. Not the most attractive looking thing. We didn't end up cutting the tail, so I hope no one needed the tail for anything. The silver prominence is disgusting, says Kron. Well, that's strong language, but I wouldn't entirely disagree. Yep. I take breaks from Monster Hunter. I'm not currently feeling like I need to take a break, but yeah. I suppose what I would say is that I will always play Monster Hunter on camera, but as far as playing it in my own time, I do need breaks from it. And that is not the situation right now. I've been playing Monster Hunter in my own time pretty consistently for a while now. With minimal breaks, yeah. I mean, I guess I've taken some time to play some Elder Scrolls and some first-person shooters, but not for an extended period of time. Like, not like a protracted 4 to 5 month period, which is typically what I would do. But, yeah. Let's go check out our next hunt. Sister Han seems to have some... Isn't that Ram from ReZero? I think so. Might not be, but same hairstyle, same hair color. So, xvidros.com has sent me his guild card. It's kind of sad that we don't have each other's guild cards, but I guess I just in the past didn't want a guild card from xvidros.com. Which is highly unusual. I don't know why I wouldn't have been clamoring to get his guild card. So we've got purple Ludroth on the board. I will not just be posting single purple Ludroth, I think that'd be kind of dumb. I will instead be posting the double quest that includes standard Ludroth. I will bring a sword and shield. This is not a sword and shield Doomlink. What I meant to say is I will bring a longsword. Which will be... what's my fire longsword? It is Wyvern Blade Pale. I will actually keep this set, because this is a good general use set for things like longsword and switch axe if I'm fighting a monster that doesn't actually have a roar that can flinch me. Because my general use sets normally do have high grade earplugs. In this particular game, that is to say. And, in point of fact, that would be a bit of a waste of an armor skill if I'm fighting Ludroth. I need to go into this list of quests. Oh, for the love of God, man. I don't know what I can do for you. I don't know what I can do for you. It is literally above. I'm not... why would I do random hunt for any other reason but to select our next quest? I don't know, man, but... I don't have anything against you personally, but... I feel like this person needs some sort of, I don't know, guidance. Like, someone needs to be sitting next to this person to just help them out in life. Just give them a few pointers, then maybe they can graduate from that assistance once they've grown enough to make their own evaluations, but fuck me. Hold on. Alright, so we are staying on with xvidros.com while BLK works out what's going on. This guy seems to have every elemental greatsword. What's going on with the minus 10 health? Have you done anything with this armor set? He's got a Queen Talisman, but as far as what it's contributing to, I couldn't say. Anyway, not that it matters all that much, but especially considering the hunt that we're doing, but... what the hell? Health minus 10. Alright. Oh, fuck me. There goes Indio. Xvidros.com has disconnected. Unfortunate. But the quest is so fast that it's not really worth abandoning for him. I'm so not used to being able to fade slash in a specific direction. So used to old Monster. Well, that was actually really interesting. That fucked up my input detection there. Making contact with that small Ludroth, while that did help my charge gauge, really confused the game. Reminds me of Freedom 1, honestly. Because the more hit lag you have to deal with, the harder it is to actually get your inputs to register. Looks like I'm not the only one going longsword here. Oh. That was good timing for a knockdown. Yeah, longsword was well done in Portable Third. It's just a better version of Try, really. I comment on that because Portable Third had to make their own decision with how to work longsword. They saw the change that was made in Try, and they put their own take on it. Of course, I'm referring to Beta Team. Alpha Team was responsible for Try, and I think they did a good job with it. Alpha Team don't seem to know how to balance a Monster Hunter game worth a fuck, but Beta Team did a reasonably good job with longsword here. Can we not? Got some Roggy here. Can we not? I don't really mind being poisoned by Roggy, like the small ones, because the poison only lasts about 10 seconds. Something like that. Purple should be over here. Hello. I'll sharpen up for good measure, and then we'll... Oh, that's right, I've got this set. So I'm speed sharpening. This is a big one. Look at the size of him. I don't know if this is just by comparison, but yeah, he's fucking huge. I say that it's comparative because maybe the last one was just particularly small, but I don't think so. I think this one's particularly large, and by the way, that was a very nicely timed flash bomb. Very clean. I don't know what's happened with Indio. He hasn't said anything in the chat since disconnecting, so he might be well and truly gone. We'll find out. This is one of the reasons also why you don't just abandon automatically when a person disconnects, because you don't know what's happened. They might not actually be coming back. And he might indeed be coming back, but he just hasn't said anything in the chat. I don't know. Depending on the quest, it can be worthwhile determining what's going on. But this is a pretty easy quest, so there's no real need for it. Did I accidentally click something? No. There you go. I don't know if that claw that he was attempting to swipe me with would have hit me had he not died, but it sort of looked like it, which added a bit of a cinematic aspect to the fight. Or at least to the conclusion of the fight. torrents. Alright, well that's taken care of. What a lovely flower. It's funny, I've of course mentioned this before, but so many things that were introduced in Tri were not actually brought into this game, visually speaking, because it was easier to just carry the assets over from Freedom Unite into this game. So for example, you don't have the little butterfly flying around here for the gathering node, you've instead got the fireflies. I guess it was just easier to bring these over from Freedom Unite. You've also got the cracks in the walls for mining instead of the actual nodes from Tri. So, there you go. I guess it is a PSP game, so in the end we couldn't have expected too much, but yeah. I think it was fine in the end. I think there was enough about Portable Third that was unique. You know, taking a lot from Tri, but not necessarily just carrying things over from Freedom Unite. It was its own game. And it's a good game. And I should speak in present tense because I'm currently playing it. Can we not just randomly put away precisely one potion? That isn't... You know what causes that? Because in some games you press triangle, or what would be X in the Nintendo consoles, to sort. In this game, it actually allows you to put away a particular quantity of an item. So if I just press A on this, it'll store the whole thing. If I press circle on it, it'll store the whole thing. If I press triangle, I can put away a certain amount. But if I just am in the habit of pressing what would be X, but is on this controller triangle, to sort my item bag, and I press triangle and circle in quick succession, that puts away one potion in quick succession. In this case, so yeah, kind of funny. Okay. Next time. Giganox, okay. Just Giganox will do. What would be fun? Greatsword, I guess. My fire greatsword will be the... Well, I suppose I could just use the true cutter sword. How about we do that? May as well. The true cutter sword is almost never as good as the Diablo's horn sword, but... whatever. Again, for those... No. If you want to post something, you let me know. Because I don't need you hosting. If you literally live in Spain, I don't want you hosting. Xavier, come on, man. You're welcome to just ask. Just ask if we can hunt something. I know that communication is a challenge for you, but... well, a lot of things are a challenge for this guy, honestly. This raccoon person. I'll try to get in contact with Indio. He might be well and truly absent without leave. At Indio. I'm assuming his internet has disconnected or something and he has to move on. Or rather, we have to move on. Don't know about this raccoon guy, but... apparently he decided to join up. It's one thing to join up and it's another to post your own quest, and he is doing the former. Which is fine, not particularly disagreeable. So I'm happy to let him hunt, honestly. BLK is well and truly gone. Indios seems to be, well, Indios typing. Let's see what he says. It'll obviously be easier if he's not coming back, but if he is, then I will remove Raccoon. sorry, mate. Bad connection. I won't be able to join again, he says. Well, that's fine. Again, it's easier this way. It saves me from having to kick a person who probably, you know, could very well be an upstanding individual. So I would want to just kick him, but sometimes that is necessary. Particularly if they just join random halls and don't ask for space or anything like that. You know, the typical protocol and indeed the most courteous way to conduct online play in Husterverse is to go into the Discord chat and then ask the host of the room if there is space to join. That is what you do. What the bloody hell? Oh, I have Detect. That's right. Detect is basically Feline Oracle, but you can actually see the shape of the monsters. And then obviously Auto Tracker will constantly display what you just saw. Detect being the 10-point version of the 15-point Auto Tracker. Xavier is asking me if I have antidotes, which I do, and I'm happy to give them to him. I'll give him 5. Now you stay right there. Enjoy. It's for the team's benefit, really. Antidotes are very important because a higher rank Giganox actually has double poison. That's not just, oh, this is inconvenient. I have to deal with this poison that's going to slowly sap my health. No, double poison is serious business. Also, I don't know why I shielded that fucking roar before. I do have high-grade earplugs here. Yes, Lagombi is there, Xavier. He just found Lagombi, apparently. Well, I'm assuming. He just mentioned it anyway. Lagombi's not in the area, so... yeah, we can just leave it alone. Oh. Normally I would use a fire weapon against Giganox, but I just felt like using this greatsword for a change. Get away from that poison frickin' bomb. Raccoon is dead. I don't know what he's using, but it doesn't look very good. Looks like fucking Mafu Mofu. Anyway, which doesn't exist in this game, but that's what it looks like. I do think it's pretty cool that the roar of the Giganox can actually summon down, or at least knock down, I suppose. Summon's a bit dramatic. Knock down the stalactites. But, yeah, not really helpful for me, given that I'm already resisting the roar. Hello, Lagombi. At this stage, it would actually be better to dung the Giganox because he's been here the longest. But I'm not going to dung anyone. That would just be unsanitary. I have to settle for a level 1 charge, basically. Has the Gombi left already? Don't need to dung anything. I guess we just ignored Lagombi, so he's offended now. And he's moving on to bigger and better things. May as well gather this shiny. You never know, could be interesting. No, it's just a crying Giganox that we're fighting, who's just gone and left a tier that is so physically collectible that we just have to scrounge around on the ground. We've picked up a tier. The thickest tier ever cried. Oh god, thought I might be out of range of that. See that double poison? You don't want to fuck around with that. Antidotes are very important for this quest. And I think he's leaving. He's not limping out, which is a bit weird. I'm not used to attacking the Giganox and then he just leaves the area instead of limping out. Oh, go away. Rabbit. I think he's very close to limping. He will die in this area. My guess is that he will die here before he has the chance to limp elsewhere. He should die within the next 60 seconds would be my guess, provided Lagombi doesn't interrupt us too much. At this stage he's assisting in the hunt, which is appreciated. Oh, stop ruining it. Your asshole is expanding, by the way. And it's gross, I don't need to see it. Well, surprised that that body ate it all up. Well, no, he was able to limp out in the end. He's turbo limping out, look at him go. He's frustratedly limping out of the area. Where are you headed off to? You're not going to be sleeping yet. Don't sleep with hunters around. It's not 5th generation Monster. What are you up to? Don't think I've seen this before. Is there something to eat here? No, he just decided to come over here. For some reason. I think I did a dive way too late, and had I actually been at risk of being hit there, I would have been hit. And that would have been the end of it. I was hoping to flinch him out of that with a level 3 charge. Did not happen. Alright. That's Giganox. A pretty substantial hunt, actually. It took way longer than it should have. What's going on with you? Oh, I think the monster's dead. I guess he's fighting the Gigi. Or Gigis in this case. I believe it is appropriate to say Gigis in the plural form. Don't quote me on it. Maybe not. Maybe it is Gigi in plural. At this stage, I'm not sure you are still attacking the Gigi. What is your armor set? Is that? Oh, that's Arzuros, I see. Full Arzuros armor. Let's see if it's low rank Arzuros. Could you imagine? Some people shouldn't be encouraged to just power through high rank with garbage outfits. I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? Loadouts is what I was meaning to say. But I skipped to the out part, so I just said outfit, which is still applicable, but a bit strange. Oh, goodness me. Seems to be some sort of reference to... What do you mean Metallica? What about Metallica? I see no reference to Metallica here. Okay. Confess and repent. Anyway. Let's go and select our next quest. Probably could have kept... Oh, probably could have kept that up, but... We... Giganox again. Look at this. What a joke. Not doing Giganox again. Barioth and Jade Baroth. There you go. We'll do that one. I think that's a drink quest. Isn't it? No. Almost. See, I thought it was this one here. It is not. It is an actual legitimate quest, and we will do it. How far are we through this recording? 1 hour and 16 minutes. Very well. I might bring Hunting Horn. Just for a change, I've come to the realization that I don't think I've recorded Portable Third while using a Hunting Horn in a fucking long time. Like a really long time. I don't even remember the last time I used this armor set. Must have been a long time ago. Sneak! Oh no. That makes 2 games where I have Sneak for Hunting Horn. The other one is Freedom Unite, which is called Stealth instead of Sneak, but you know. I might be a corner horner, okay. Now, should be... okay, maybe it'll be in this list. In fact, I know it will be in this list. There it is. Now, obviously this horn has attack up. Or does it only have elemental attack boost? Okay, so there mustn't be a decent raw attack boost for fire hunting horns. So I have to settle for this. Cot has fire, fortunately. Xavier has... what? Fire, hopefully. Player info. He does. So fortunately, this will be beneficial to the team. It's not like 3 Ultimate where I bring a Hunting Horn that has elemental attack up and everyone's using slime frickin' status. Which is refreshing. Is it a capture quest? No. This is not... So Vernon, what you're thinking of was actually introduced in Tri, where you had capture quests this colour, and then hunting quests red. That was actually Tri, and then I think they returned to this system in Portable Third and maintained that system. Maybe they didn't maintain that in 3 Ultimate. I don't even notice anymore, to be completely honest. I'm just used to the constant change, so I don't even recognise it anymore, but... yeah, Tri, I believe, was the first quest to have capture quests looking like this, and then, you know, all other quests would be red, and then you'd have the special ones. I don't know if we've got, well, I'm going to advertise a position for fourth player, technically, including myself. I'm referring to Hakumi as Effie because I'm not referring to this person by, like, every new name that they get every week. And for the avoidance of confusion, Hakumi is BLK. If it doesn't seem like we're getting a fourth, then we'll just depart with the 3. which I'm fine with. Yeah. It's looking like we're just going to depart with 3, which I am not really that happy with because I do prefer to go hunting horn with a group of 4. But I have so neglected hunting horn that I think I'm happy to use it even in this situation. Oh god. Why am I so bloody sleepy? I don't know what's going on. I need to go to bed. Oh. You start over there. Probably shouldn't have followed me, Muckleton. Don't know what I'm doing. I mean, yes, Jade Baroth does start in that area in the single quest, but not in the double quest. Now I need to review the songs. Dragon Res boost, great. Snow Mud negated, that's going to be really helpful, let's do that. That is my priority at this stage. Okay. Now we've got... yeah, those are the 2 that we're going to focus on. I'm going to do some self-improvement, I'll get in close and attack the monster, how about that? Seeing as though I'm one of 3 damage dealers, I may as well. This, by the way, is the first game where you play Hunting Horn like this. It remained this way for 2 generations of Monster, but this was the first. And god was it cool. I was so excited to see it play like this. So I think it's this. And then does it end on a purple? No. Now, can I play this? No. So this is precisely why I do what's called corner horning. It's because I can't do a fucking encore when I'm fighting the monster. In the amount of time that it would take for me to do that, I'm dead. Alright. Hello, Barioth, can you fuck off? I'm going to dung Jade Baroth. Because he's been here the longest. In other words, well, I don't even want to explain it at this stage, I don't really feel like it's worthwhile. I actually don't have high-grade earplugs with this armor set. Good to know. If I could swap Evade Extender for high-grade earplugs, that'd be great, because Evade Extender is a fucking 15-point skill. I might have to update this armor set. Although I'm sure the half-naked nature of it would be to the viewing pleasure of some. Alright, Jade Baroth has moved on and we will follow him. Let's not fight the Barioth. We don't need to do that. I dunged the Jade Baroth so that we may pursue him out of the area, and then, because Barioth has only just entered that area, he'll stay there for a while longer. Damn it. Can these guys please follow me? Laziness can only take you so far. Not that way, shit. Oh, it's one of those days. I don't know if it's worth trying to aim for a KO here, but I do have Knockout King, so I really should be, shouldn't I? Let's get in position. Yeah, that scalp will be coming off, provided I can get enough hits on that head. I don't know if Xavier needs a fucking written invitation to come over here and fight this monster, but yeah. I mean, he could be so invested in the hunt that he hasn't yet realized that he's soloing the fucking thing. That is possible with him. And it wouldn't surprise me. Okay, I did manage to get that attack out. I don't know when this hunt became such a shit show, but I think it started with this monster leaving the area as planned, but that caused trouble apparently. It's very nice of Xavier to solo the monster for us. But his unupgraded weapon really could be doing more. He has now decided to join us here. Or join me here, anyway. So I haven't yet achieved a KO, but I have managed to get him exhausted. Which is, you know, the nature of KO, but... I'll be playing some more songs. Oh, fuck me! I don't think I really need attacks harder to break, but still. Something about this hunt has really pissed me off. Please hit the face. Oh, I do need attacks harder to break. There you go. Okay. I also need to play Snow, Mud, Negate. About that self-improvement. Now. No, it's this. Hold on. We go to prioritize Snow, Mud, Negate. Which I don't believe has a non-coreable... What a word. A non-coreable effect, but... There you go. Got a lag compensation. How can I get a lag compensation fucking KO on a monster that I'm hosting? That's weird. Anyway. I may as well sharpen up. Seeing as though I'm here. And I'm thinking of doing it. You know, strangely, this set really does work quite well in terms of the colours. Look at that, this is a full mixed set. Okay, admittedly there are 3 parts that are the same, but I don't know, everything just goes well together. So, it would be a shame to have to change this set, but I feel like I need to. Evade Extender just doesn't need to be there. It's helpful, of course. I enjoy Evade Extender with Hunting Horn, but in my opinion, high-grade earplugs is more important because I'm not one to use hunting horns that give you earplugs. So I would rather not have my songs interrupted by monster roars. And that would be more useful to me than Evade Extender, because as far as I'm concerned, my mobility is high enough already by way of self-improvement. I might aim for the wings. Oh shit, see what I mean? I don't like not having high-grade earplugs here. Now, it didn't interrupt any songs, but I was just expecting in my mind to be able to resist the roar, but I wasn't able to. I see Hunting Horn and I expect that. Although I don't think my Hunting Horn set in Freedom Unite has that. There we go. I'll use this as a head opportunity. Ow, that fucking hurts. Maybe I haven't properly upgraded this set. I feel like that was a very heavy hit. Well, I really don't need a name like that to... Hey. Wouldn't mind a fucking encore KO. Now technically Snow, Mud, Negate will still be helpful for this particular monster, because his Ice Breath does cause you to be snow blinded. I do still need to get a KO. I'm going to see if there's an encore to this. I don't think there is. No, there isn't. Sometimes you can encore something and then it will have an extended period of effectiveness, but not in the case of that song. And Barioth is heading for Area 6. Very good. He will be sleeping there if we were to wait long enough, but I don't think we will. I don't think it's worth it. Get a nice ass shot there. That was quite an ass shot, actually. It is, of course, that way by design. Can I please not be that one guy who actually wants to come up here? Let's go. Oh my god. Alright, we'll fight it down there, fuck it. I don't think we'll be getting the KO today, and quite frankly, I don't really need it. Because the monster's dead. Good hunt. I may as well do the thank you. God, the thank you is so slow now. That's incredible. That's like fucking 10 seconds or something. I don't know how helpful that is, but I guess it is. Oh, someone's been sitting in the hall waiting, I guess. Kites. You can't see me? Well, no! I'm not playing 3 Ultimate. Shit. Of course I can't see you. There's no player list in the quest. It's a PSP game. Wyburnstone. If he wants to hunt, then he can. Let's go post the next quest. Well, need to find out what it is first. Green Nagakuga and Purple Ludroth. Okay, but is that a standard quest? Green, probably here. Green Nagakuga and Purple Ludroth. I don't think it's here. Yeah, it's not. I fucking knew it. I didn't check all of them technically, but I know it in my bones that it's a hot spring quest. Or drink quest. One of the two. Green Nagakuga and Purple Ludroth. Where is this thing? Sometimes I'm left very confused by this game. Oh, Cot posted it? Possibly. There you go. Okay. Well, I don't know why I was struggling to find it, but as you do. I will... What would I like to use, actually? What would be fun? Let's bring Elemental Lightboga. I'll bring Fire for Ludroth and Thunder for Nagakuga. I happen to have short pants with this set as well. Really short pants. Okay. I never did end up topping up my antidotes there. I did actually mean to do that immediately after that previous hunt. And by previous, I mean the Giganox one. Oh, fuck. Haven't put away my stuff from that actual previous hunt. The last one we did.
Hi. Hi.
Hello. I'd better go and sit in the water. I'm glad she can change into a bathrobe so fucking quickly. Well, bath towel, I should say. Now, for the avoidance of confusion, there is no person who sits in the fucking hot spring wrapped in a towel. I mean, well, there are modesty towels that you can, you know, use to cover, I guess, your crotch if you go to a Japanese hot spring, but, you know, you don't go in there wearing a fucking towel. That's just weird. They do that as a form of censorship. Needless to say, they're not going to show my naked ass getting into the water, so that's how they get around it. They have me wearing a bath towel. Which is fine. It's just, you know, unconducive to successfully washing one's body. At least as far as I'm concerned. But in theory, you're supposed to wash yourself before getting into the hot spring. That's what you're supposed to do. And most people do that. Unless they're grubby, which they might be. Alright, we're starting with Thundershots. And presumably the purple Ludroth will be in that area. Area 2, as I recall. I don't necessarily need to host it. I'm the blue player here, so I'm at least hosting one of them. We've basically got the same situation as normal. I'm hosting one, and then someone else is hosting the other. But thank you for asking. I do love this light bow gun, though. It's intended to be an equivalent to the White Fatalis bowgun, which is appropriate, given that the Amatsuma Gutsuchi is the final boss of this game. Long story short, it is equivalent in the sense that it rapid fires all elements. Makes a weird sound when you shoot it, though. I don't know about that. Don't know how I feel about it. Ow. Of course. Thank you for that. Wow. Maybe that's one thing that is unique to Green Nagakuga, that double reposition into the attack. That's actually kind of difficult to deal with depending on how you're positioned in relation to the monster. Oh. Off target though. I would have rather not split into two groups, but I understand that some people enjoy doing that, and there's not much I can do to— oh, stop with this! There's not much I can do to stop them from doing that. Unless I just break ranks and go and hunt the fucking Ludroth. But yeah, I've brought fire shots unnecessarily because the Ludroth is going to be killed. That group of two is more than enough to handle a Ludroth with reduced health, so by the time this Green Nagakuga is dead, that Ludroth is going to be dead, and quite frankly there's more of a chance of them killing the Ludroth and then coming to us. But having said that, I don't know. We might end up killing the Nagakuga first. See, I'm not used to Nagakuga going this way. The Flooded Forest for me is an underwater location, because of Tri and 3 Ultimate. But no, this is just a regular old land area over here. This is supposed to be underwater, honestly. It does look completely different to the underwater area. It's not like you're in here, but the water's been removed. It's nothing like the underwater locations. They completely remade these areas. I guess it's similar in that you've got a wall. And no, not even that. This isn't even like what you would be mining under the water, so... Yeah, this area is totally different to the underwater locations. Oh, whoops, I'm going the wrong ass way. I'm not even paying attention. I was lost in thought for a moment, thinking about what I'd do after this recording. And then I realised, oh, the hunt has moved on. It's not where it once was, it is now north of this position. And I guess I didn't bring fire shots in vain after all. It probably would have been better in a strange way to have Xavier join me for the Naga Cougar hunt, because in the end he would have been elementally effective. Well, listen, fire is also effective, it's just that in terms of primary weaknesses of the monsters it would have been better to have Kot on Ludroth and Xavier on Naga Cougar. Whereas in my case I can actually change my element at will. But I guess in the end it's still a fast hunt, so who cares? Go away. Alright. That is the end. I'll probably do 2 more hunts for this recording, that would be my guess. Then after that I need to go and eat. I'm bloody hungry. Oh, that is actually a bone pile that I can gather at. I wasn't sure if that was just an aesthetic implementation, but no, it is a node. Which is always nice. I'm going to stretch if you wouldn't mind. Oh, fucking hell. Sitting in a chair does not do wonders to the body. Kite said, okay, you guys killed that Naga pretty fast. Sure did. Alright. A decent number of rewards. I don't really check what I get anymore, because I'm not really in need of anything. The time may very well come when I just make all weapons in this game, but I almost don't want to do that. You know what stops me from doing something like making all weapons in a particular game? It is the fact that I wouldn't be able to quite so easily make weapon selections, because I'd have to find what I wanted every time. I wouldn't just be able to know that, you know, among these 5 weapons in the greatsword category, one of them is going to be the element that I'm looking for. What if I've got all these different weapons with the same element that I'm sort of cycling through? It's just not as quick, it's slow and annoying, and I don't think I'd want to do it. So I guess in the end, Xavier, if you want to hunt something, ask. I don't mind. I just don't want you hosting it, for fuck's sake. I mean, I suppose I haven't told him, but shit, why doesn't he make an attempt to at least ask if we want to hunt something in particular? 3 Naga Cougar consecutively? I'm fine with doing that, but you're not hosting it. And I'll let him know. Hold on. No, I'm not gonna say that because he's not gonna understand it. There's no point. I'll host it. Fuck. There's no guarantee he'll even understand that. So, let's keep it simple. Now, I might go with a hammer. That could be fun. Assuming no one else goes hammer. It is always assuming that. This is an ugly hammer. What were they thinking? I really don't think the Zenogre weapons are all that attractive. When this game came out, I thought they were fine. But especially as Savior. Who is Demon? Go away. No, you fucking don't. Unless Demon... Oh. I'm not being really stupid, am I? Is Demon kites and I just never noticed? I don't think so. Let's find out. No, Demon is someone else. Demon is... Oh, Kai is... Yes, kites, okay. Understood. Tales of Demon. Tales of get out of my fucking room. Alright. So again, I'll host. Wherever this quest is. Here we go. Ninja of the Misty Peaks. I don't even know what to say to you, man. I don't mind being called Braku accidentally, but, like... It's full of people, what do we do? I've kicked people before, man. I think we're under control. Braku. Anyway. This shouldn't be a very long hunt. Of course, it will be recognized as 3 monsters in one hunt, so they will have pretty low health to reflect that. Most of the time will be spent waiting for them to respawn, honestly. What do you mean you'll rejoin? Why did you leave in the first place? You obviously have priority over some random guy who enters the area, or enters the guild hall, assuming that he's automatically got a spot. The reality is that he doesn't. He gets a spot if it happens to be that there's no one else hunting. But that's not how it was. What is going on with this guy? Is he just disconnecting or something? Maybe he's having network instability. This is possible. That's weird. Every time he tries to join the quest, it seems that he disconnects. Well, I don't know what the solution is. Sometimes the solution could be me, well... I'll leave, rejoin, and repost. That's the only thing I can think of that would solve that issue. It is unusual that... Oh my god, no, it's not even me. His ping is disgusting. It pings from 144 to 410. That is just revolting. The thing is, high ping is one thing, but it's entirely different if your connection is that unstable. You can't do anything when your connection's that unstable. It's instability that causes problems, not high ping. Well, high ping can cause problems, but not as many. Lag Tino. Damn. Lag Tino. Yeah, this fucking guy isn't even worth trying to hunt with. It's nothing personal, it's just that his internet is so shit that there's just no point. No point whatsoever. I may as well ask if another person wants to join. Depart, I can't play. I don't need to be told that much. I'll depart if no one else wants to join. Fucking Braku. Maybe it's Bro and Draku mixed together. Well, by the looks of it, we're going to have to settle for 3 people, which is fine. I can live with that. We seem to have a fairly competent team. The damage should be good, and I don't think anyone's going to do anything weird, so these monsters should die here. As far as where they're spawning, I think we've just found out. In the area south of this one. See, I tried to position and time it so that his attack would complete as I got in range of it, you know? But it didn't really work out that way. Sorry, Xavier, but the head is mine. You have to stay away from it, lest you find yourself flying through the air constantly. Or being thrown away. Regardless, try not to be near the head. That's all I can say. I'll just wait for a turnaround. I don't have the stamina really, but oh, see, even had he done the turnaround, I let go of it a bit too soon. Getting pretty bad luck with my, what do you call it, super pounds. Here we go, here's an opportunity. There you go. Can't fucking see anything. Don't know why I'm bothering to do that. I mean, the theory was that I'd do the golf swing as he turned around, but the timing was so far removed from that that, yeah, no real point in seeking to do that. Stamina. Don't let him leave. No. We have to one zone, otherwise this is going to take so much longer, because keep in mind we have to wait for the next one to spawn as well. Nice work. Thank you. I'd like a fucking KO, by the way. I didn't think it was such a big ask, but it's starting to feel that way. I can't believe that I haven't managed to KO in this time. What a shame. At least we killed the thing. We really don't want to let them leave. It'll drag on the quest so much. That's what causes a triple monster hunt to take a long time. Having to chase them when they're limping out. Ugh. We'll do another hunt after this. I was considering for this to be the last one, but Rogosu wants to play. And I don't think I've played with him before, so I would like to do that. Rogosu is someone who recently joined. He's a Japanese hunter. And, yeah. This would be a game that he's pretty comfortable with. I'm sure every Japanese hunter has played a great deal of this game. Oh, sorry about that sound. That awful sound that you just heard is this tool that I use to connect my... Fuck off. That I use to connect my PS3 controller to PC. A very well designed piece of software. But not so well designed that they decided to use a decent fucking sound effect for it. It's absolutely awful, and I keep muting it. All the time I keep muting it, and then it just unmutes itself. For fuck's sake. It's so annoying. Of course I would fucking slide out of range of the head. I can only do so much for you, Xavier. Keep being pushed out of the way of the face. Out of range again. Today's not a good day for Hammer. No fucking comment, seriously. Rogos is telling me to wait a few minutes. I can do that because we're in hunt. Thank you for the fucking KO. I didn't realise I'd have to struggle so much in achieving it, but apparently so. Unfortunately, this is such a small head that my golf swing often misses it. Well, when he's on the ground, that is. Oh, come on! I hate you. You stupid monster. Awful. This sort of thing just drags on the hunt unnecessarily. We have to chase the thing now. Which I really don't need to do. I'm really not in need of that. Did you go to your weak area? You sure did. Well, at least he'll die here. This is where he sleeps, so he shouldn't limp out anytime soon. Apparently, this is also where he eats. I think I would have had more fun with the fucking greatsword, to be honest. Nicely done. Sharpening up again. I feel like my sharpness isn't all that good with this weapon, and I would be correct. That is portable third overall, though. Hey, Araxion. I may as well go this way. Again, this hammer is so damn ugly, I can't get over it. What were they thinking? Oh. Fuck. Why am I so drowsy? What's that about? I just have low energy, I suppose. Fuck off. And down he comes. Not sure what Xavier's doing. Not being where he should be is what he's doing. Good flinch. I can see we've got some paralysis to anticipate. Should be well positioned for a golf swing, and furthermore, a KO. Paralysis is always a hammer user's best friend. There really wasn't much I could have done there. Oh. Oh well. That doesn't really help in lining up with the trap, does it? He is enraged, so let's get him in here while he is. And if we get him in here, there's a good chance that we'll kill him before he can actually limp out. And I may actually pre-trank prior to the... Oh no, we've lost one of the damage dealers, for fuck's sake. My hope was that we'd get the damage out in this trap thanks to the tranks, but that might not happen given that we've lost Xavier. I don't know what he's doing just running into the waterfall like that. Fucking hell. Might have happened, but... oh well. See the limp out? We would have captured in that fucking trap had Xavier not just gone for a stroll into the fucking next area. I don't know if he was knocked into it, it didn't seem like he was, but whatever. There you go. As I've mentioned in the past, this is a pretty good quest to do for Nagakuga Marrow if you are in need of it, and I don't know if... look, I did need Nagakuga Marrow in the past, despite the fact that I don't recall having made weapons for Nagakuga. It must have been... oh no, I did make the Green Nagakuga heavy bowgun, and as well as that I think I did make some armor pieces, so yeah, I did need some Nagakuga Marrow at some point. It is a little annoying to grind for it, but not as annoying as trying to get rare materials such as Zenoga Jaspers and Rathalos rubies, etc. What's going on in the jar? Whoa! Please go back to your shithole, Malaysia. I didn't mean to actually join it. Go back. And I'm not Malaysian. You a hoe. Okay, what's going on? Anyway. It looks like Illa's just going to disengage from that one, which is really the right thing to be doing. Alright. So we should have Rogosu ready to hunt, and we will just do the random hunt again. I'm quite glad that I do not have the Discord window up right now, for various reasons. Anyway, I don't know why his name is Dekarogosu, but in-game that is, but I guess that would be his full name. We're going to be doing Green Naga Cougar and Steel Urugan. It's a bit of a Naga Cougar day today, which is fine. Although, no, isn't this this is a drink quest. Let me make sure that this is not low rank. It could very well be low rank. It's important that I check this, otherwise we're wasting our time. I know that it's a... Yeah, see this? Okay, it is high rank, thank God for that. Most of the drink quests are honestly low rank, and some of the low rank ones are included in the roulette, which is really annoying, but that's fine. That particular high rank one is going to be a reasonable quest. I'll bring bamboo, how about it? I do enjoy a bit of bamboo. I prefer it to popcorn, because shelling in 3rd gen is more fun in general. The only issue with them is that the monster doesn't actually burn when you shell them, so the position that you've successfully shelled them is not marked, and therefore there is less satisfaction in shelling the monster, but it is... Oh, this is an arena quest. In which case I will indeed bring smoke bombs, if I have them, which I don't seem to. What is it again? Bomb casing and sap plant, I think, to make smoke bombs. Let's combine in the box. Hector Plus. Get out, man! So who am I... This is for Xavier. I think Xavier... No, Xavier's spot is still here. Who was the person left behind? Who was that other person? Who is posted? You fucking dick. You're being removed on that basis. Joins a room, posts his own quest, you're gone. Idiot. Hold on. God, he's got an accented E in his fucking name. Can I join too? With internet like yours? So what's going on? Who's Moro? Who's that? I don't know why I've forgotten that other person who was playing with us. Oh, it was Makoto. Of course it was Makoto. I'm being stupid. The hammer is not my main weapon. Koroku. If it were, I'd probably be playing a bit better with it. I play fine with hammer, it's just that, I don't know, sometimes I don't do all that well. Anyway, doesn't matter. Just being distracted by things. Okay. Making sure all chats are up and that I can actually see the damn game, and then we will depart. Have I sat in the water? I don't think so. Ugh. Yes. I'll sit my ass in the hot spring. Off we go. Once I can actually get here. Oh, and I suppose once Makoto ready's up, then we'll be good to go. A drink quest that actually is worth doing, because it's high rank. Not your average monsters. I forgot to make smoke bombs because I was fucking distracted. Does anyone have smoke bomb? Well, maybe Makoto does. Not Makoto, sorry. Urogosu. Does Urogosu have them? Xavier doesn't give a shit. He's just like, I'm going in there and hunting. Ugh. No. Oh, that's right. It's one at a time. I've done this before on camera, and I was shocked to find that it was one at a time. And it is. So I'm glad that my mistake in not having brought smoke bombs was not in any way harmful to the result of the hunt. Did not mean to shoot another one. I still haven't made that Gaia Smite. I don't know when I'll eventually do it. When I'm actually not too lazy to get monster broth, I suppose. Whenever that happens. When the opportunity presents itself, I will indeed Wyvern Fire. This is a monster that likes to jump around a lot, so I'm not going to waste a Wyvern Fire in attempting to do it while he's moving around, because there's a good chance that I'll miss. I was getting ready to get out of the way of a possible follow-up, which is why I didn't immediately go into attacking there. Oh. Xavier's choice of weapon is reasonable, elementally appropriate for Steel Urgan, and will still be appropriate for this monster for the reason that it is high raw. So, as much as he sort of hates himself as a bit of an idiot, not to disparage the guy, but it is the truth, he seems to choose weapons appropriately, and I can always respect a person who mains Greatsword, I guess. Let's drop some traps. Let's drop some bombs, rather, on the trap. Let's drop more traps here. It'll make the pitfall last longer. The pitfalls will combine. That would be a funny system, and I'm glad they never considered doing that. It wouldn't make sense. Xavier's being given something by it. Or not. The thing that Urogosu was giving was glowing green. Or shining green. It was a green colour. And usually the colour will correspond to the player colour. Like the intended recipient's player colour, but no. Apparently not. Unless I'm going crazy and it was actually blue and not green. It's possible. I may as well sharpen it. Is he in range of those bombs? Only the one on the right side. I don't want him in that trap yet. Not the shock trap. I want him in the pitfall. Come on. Here we go. Thank you. See, Xavier knows how to hunt. Can't give him too much shit. See how the monster doesn't actually burn to mark the position that you've shot them? I hate that. I may as well aim for the chin with this. Unless the chin ends up really far away from me, in which case I won't take the time to reposition so as to hit it. There you go. It was a pretty fast hunt, wasn't it? That was high rank, it's just they do have reduced health given that it is a double quest. I can't believe that it's one at a time, though. It's really bizarre. I carve out of habit, of course. Even knowing that they are mega potions. But yeah, I think that'll be today's hunt. I'm not going to do 2 recordings today because I do have things to get done. And yeah, hopefully this will suffice. Which it will. Perhaps not for you, but for me it will suffice. And of course this will be uploaded 24 hours later. And then I'll do the weekend recordings as normal, ideally 4 recordings. That's my preference. But it does depend on how the recordings go, you know, if I spend quite some time doing one and there's nothing that's worth saving as a VOD, then it'll just end up being one for that day, but yeah, we'll see how things go. Yes, bye, Tech. I do thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time I'm recording Monster Hunter or anything else that you might want to watch. I bid you all farewell.